All right, so I'm going to do the best I can in explaining this. I think I'm understanding where your hiccups are. And so, like I said, I'm going to do the best that I can in explaining. First off, x squared plus y squared equals r squared is how we define a circle with the center 0, 0, and the radius is r, right? So this is the equation we use. So like if we're looking at it on a circle, right? Like I just let this be, drew an axis here, and we start at the origin, come out here, and the radius, which is the distance from the center to the circle, is r, right? The point on the line, we call it xy, right? And so I drew another one, like, okay, let's say this is r. Well, then the point here is xy, right? So the point on the line, xy, and then the r is our radius. So let's say we take out of this circle this portion here, right? Right here. So this is still representing like the origin, right? This would be the x-axis. This is the y. And then the distance from the origin to the outward part, that's the radius, right? From this is where we can define our trig functions, right? So we have sine theta is equal to y over r, cosine theta is x over r, tan theta is y over x, and then cosecant is the reciprocal of sine, secant is the reciprocal of cosine, and cotan is the reciprocal of tangent. So this is the foundation of the unit circle. The unit circle is what we get when our r is 1. So what does that mean when we start talking about our trig functions? So that means now, because r is 1, now we can say the sine of theta is y, cosine theta is x, tan theta is y over x, cosecant theta is 1 over y, basically, right? And then secant theta, 1 over x, and finally cotan theta is x over y. So this right here is what we take into us talking about the unit circle. So when we do our unit circle, let's say this, we're going to do it on here. All right, it's not perfect, right? But we're drawing our circle. Remember, the distance from the origin to the point on the line, this distance is 1, right? That's where we get here 1, 0, right? The distance, so everywhere, no matter where, the distance is 1, right? So this one would be 0, 1 here, right? Now this is where we're getting negative 1, 0 here, but the r technically is still 1, right? Because we're doing r squared. So then this one is 0, negative 1. Your question was, how do we know that the x is cosine and the sine is y? Because of this right here, right? We said it. Sine theta, whatever theta is, no matter the angle, right? No matter the angle, sine is y, cosine is x in the unit circle when r is 1. So that's what allows me to be able to say, okay, this is cosine, whatever theta is. In this case, theta would be 0. But this is cosine and this is sine. So when I want to come to 30 degrees, right, remember the whole 30, 60, 90, then I can say, okay, this one is going to give me root 3 over 2, comma, 1 over 2, right? By 30, 60, 90. When I go to 45, this is root 2 over 2, and this is root 2 over 2. When I go to 60, this is 1 over 2, comma, root 3 over 2, right? And then we already know this is 0, 1. But what does this mean? Remember, we said it here. Cosine theta is x. So no matter what theta is, cosine is x. So here's cosine, 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 and then here is sine, 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 sine. Right? So no matter, I can keep going, right? Past the first quadrant, I can keep going over here, you know, here, here, here. No matter the theta, right? X is, or cosine theta, Y is sine theta. I hope this helps.